Hey y'all, what is good? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to speak on this aspect of infidelity and this aspect of, toxic relationships. There's a lot of dialogue going around on social media that the dating pool isn't crap. Nobody has morals, nobody has values, nobody stands in what they believe in. And I just kind of want to speak on that because I feel like it's really easy to get pessimistic, to think everybody's this type of way and that type of way. But in reality, it's like we all make up the whole. And so if we're out here saying that everything's trash, we each individually contribute in some capacity to that. And so I want to speak today on self-love and how that plays a role in infidelity, how that plays a role in relationships. And I'm sure y'all have heard this before, but it's like you can never love somebody more than you love yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't give what you don't already have. And I think that plays a huge role that we underestimate in relationships, is because we are in relationships with people, we ourselves don't have this intrinsic idea of our value. We don't see our own value. Therefore, our actions, our habits, the way we treat, the way we speak to somebody else reflects our own self-hate. I was watching a video the other day. I don't remember who it was, but it was like a motivational speaker, and he was saying, when you squeeze an orange, no matter how hard you squeeze it, apple juice will never come out. And why is that? Is that there's no apple juice inside, only orange juice is inside. And so he said, when you squeeze a human, when you make somebody mad, you put them through trials and tribulations, what comes out? And what comes out is what's actually inside of them. And people will say, oh, well, I wouldn't have done that if he didn't do this and this, and I wouldn't have reacted that way if she didn't do all this. But in reality, what comes out of you is what is inside of you. And so if you're cheating, if you're accepting getting cheated on, if you are, cussing at people you love, if you're reacting, if you're always angry, if you're always doubting, if you're always fill in the blank, that's a time for you to look in the mirror and understand that's exactly what's happening in my mental and in my subconscious. How you react to everything is a reflection to what's actually going on inside of your brain. And a lot of people, again, I don't want to generalize, but based on how society seems to be functioning, a lot of people don't want to take accountability for things, and don't want to look in a mirror and admit to themselves, what's wrong with me? What happened to me? Why am I like this? Why do I react this way? Why do I get so angry? Why does this trigger me? And these are all the questions that we need to be asking ourselves, so we don't step out and cheat on our partner, or we don't step out and disrespect somebody we love, or we don't do these things that hurt the people in our life. Because the more you understand yourself, the more you understand your reactions and your triggers, and you can start to understand and control how you are in the world and how you present yourself in the world. This has just been on my heart because I don't know if it's just like the season I'm in, but I am surrounded by people who are telling me about their relationships and telling me about, their partners and the dynamic of their intimate relationships. And it's really sad to me how much women and men tolerate disrespect, tolerate, infidelity, tolerate all these negative things that have no business being in a loving, committed relationship. And the bottom line is that everybody has their own stuff. We all have our own shit, and we all have to figure out how to work through it and heal from it. That famous line, hurt people hurt people. That's exactly what's going on. And until you decide to put that mirror up and to face exactly what's happening on the inside, your patterns are going to keep going over and over again. Whether that's you continuously cheating, whether that is you continuously allowing somebody to cheat on you, Whether that is, you continuously getting angry and punching stuff, or you putting your hands on somebody, or you allowing these things to happen. You have to take a really, 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 really deep look into, how do I see myself? Because the ultimate act of self-love is understanding your worth and understanding what love is supposed to look like. Love is not abuse. Love is not disrespect. Love is not an emotional roller coaster. Love is not ride or die and the person doesn't even show up for you when you need them. Love is not feeling like you have to beg for their attention. Love is not begging for them to do the bare minimum, or helping you do chores, or helping you do laundry, or helping you take care of your kid. That's not love. And I think as a society, our standards have become so low. I don't know what caused it. I don't know if something triggered this sense of like, well, everyone out here, all men cheat, all women are toxic, all women are finna do this, all men are gonna do this, so it's not a big deal that my man or my girl does this. And that's just simply not the case, because what you allow in your life is what you will continue to get. And so it takes for you to stand up and say, no, I'm not okay with this behavior. I don't want to allow it into my life. And that leads me to my next point, is that I think a lot of people nowadays are just afraid of being alone. So they would rather stay in a relationship that is physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually draining them, killing them inside, than be alone, because a lot of people don't know how to sit alone. They don't know how to sit and face their own thoughts, because when you're alone, you have to face your mental. You have to face all that shit you've been through. And nobody's sitting here saying it's easy, but you have to decide for yourself, do I want to sit here, face it, feel it, go to therapy, journal about it, work through it, it's gonna suck, or do I want to live the rest of my life in this continuous negative pattern? And in doing so, if you have children, you will pass it on to them. Guaranteed. If you don't heal, you're gonna hurt the next generation of you for sure. That's how it works. So I guess I just wanted to make this video because it's been really heavy on my heart, and I just think that this generation has like such little hope for everything. And you know what I mean? Like, the world's going to end, the world's going to shit, all this debt, all these wars, all this whatever. Everybody is so negative and so pessimistic, and then that just transcends onto everything else in life. And we have to look for the blessings, we have to look for the positive things in life, because if we don't, yeah, you are going to be stuck in a negative mood, and you are going to be, aggravated and irritated and, all the time. So you have to really check yourself and understand like where you're at and figure out how you want to be. One other thing that I will say is that ever since we are little, we've been programmed a certain way, but I want you to understand that you can unprogram and reprogram yourself accordingly. So this idea of repetition, if you ever heard of Bob Proctor or watched his stuff, you can literally brainwash yourself in any aspect that you want. If you hear something enough times, you're gonna start to believe it, right? If you're younger and you see your pops and your uncle and all your homies cheat on their girl, and you see that and you just start to accept, oh, that's what men do, oh, that's how life is, everybody does that, you're gonna start to believe that. But then when you are an adult and you have the capacity to look back and recognize where that pattern began, you can retrain yourself to unlearn that and relearn something else. Same thing with women. If you were taught that, being promiscuous and posting your body and, doing all these things to sexualize yourself, oh, that's just normal, that's just liberating for me, oh, that's just, my body, my choice. You can choose to have that programming, or if you're unhappy with where that's gotten you in your life, you can understand where you learn that and decide to reframe your paradigm and choose something else. We have that choice. We're not helpless. You're not dumb. You're not slow. You have access to the internet if you're watching this video. Libraries are free. There are people in your life that are older that have experience that can teach you. You're not helpless, and you have the ability to retrain your brain however you want. All you have to do is figure out what type of paradigm you want to have and start consuming that stuff. Start consuming content that's, you know, preaching about being a good man, being a good woman, being a high value. You know, if you have religious beliefs, you know, focus on videos that focus on those type of things. And then as you continue to watch those type of videos, consume that content, you are going to start to reframe your brain, and you're going to start thinking differently that's more in alignment with where you want to be versus the patterns that have led you to where you are right now and you don't like it. So you do have power, you do have control over it. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm 24 years old. You know, I've had my fair share of negative things in my life, but I refuse to let my negative experiences dampen and darken my perspective on life and on love, because I understand that all men are not shit, right? Like I hate when people generalize, oh, men ain't shit, women ain't shit, all men are dogs, all women are whatever. It's like, no, like the few women that you've experienced are like that. The few men that you've experienced have those qualities, yes, but don't lose hope. Don't lose hope, because if you have no hope, you have nothing. If you don't have any hope, what's the point? Why are we here? You know what I mean? And so don't let your negative past impact your future in the sense where it's like, well, it's always going to be this way. Because if you think that, then yes, your life is always going to be that way. But if you decide, hey, I'm finna try a different mindset, a different frame of reference moving forward, try it. If what you've been doing isn't working, try something new. What do you have to lose? If you're already in a dark spot, it's not gonna get any worse. So try something new, and maybe that will help you. Maybe that will, like, you know, just kickstart something to get you on a different path. I don't know, this video is kind of rambly, but like these things have just been on my mind. I need to speak on it because, again, I'm so sad. I'm so sad for our generation. I'm so sad that our divorce rate is 48%. I'm so sad that people are hurting each other. I'm so sad that people are disrespecting each other. I'm sad that where people are using each other and sexualizing each other and doing all these things that are hurting us. And we have the power to not do those things, and it's going to take some work, it's going to take some healing, but it's like, at the end of the day, you are in charge of your life. Life is exactly what you make it. I don't care what anybody tells you. Life is exactly how you make it. And you have the power to change the trajectory of your life if you so choose to. You'd have to be willing to put in the work and to take those steps, baby, because do you want to keep living how you've been living? Or do you want something better for yourself? That's it. So I'm going to end my rant. I'm going to end my ramble. I don't know if this is going to speak to anybody, but hopefully it reaches somebody. Somebody has receptive ears. But yeah, have a blessed day, and I'll catch y'all next time.